Parts screen is where information is specified about the on-screen geometry to fully define the part that needs to be cut. At the top left of the window is a pull-down box labeled Machine. This box contains names of all of the different physical machines or machine configurations that WARDCAM has been set up for. If WARDCAM is only ever used on one Waterjet configuration, there may be only one option in this box. Select the machine from the list that the program is being made for. To the right of the machine selector is the material pull-down box. This box lists all of the available materials and thicknesses for the selected machine. Select the material and thickness that most closely resembles the material that is to be Waterjet cut. Both the options in the machine list and the material list can be added to and/or edited. Opening the database menu will show machine database and material database. These options will open a window with parameters that can be edited for each machine and material. If the part requires any etching function or slit functions, they can be done on this screen as well. On the right side of the screen in the dock is a window called Processes. If it is fully collapsed, there will be a downward facing arrow. Clicking on this arrow will show 3 collapsed boxes labeled Marking, Open Contour Cutting, and Point functions. Each of these 3 can be opened by clicking their down arrow. Opening the marking window will change the cursor to a light blue line that stretches to your geometry. Clicking the left mouse button while in this mode will cause the Waterjet to etch the geometry that is pointed to by the cursor. This function is useful for marking drill pilots or marking part numbers into a finished part. The Open Contour Cutting window, when opened, will turn your cursor into a colored line that stretches to the nearest open contour. An open contour is any line that doesn't make a continuous loop where the start point is the same as the end point. The quality box inside of the Open Contour window will determine the smoothness of the cut through your material. The default is a medium cut, but the user can choose a faster, rougher cut, or a slower, smoother cut. Open contour cuts are sometimes useful for cutting bend lines into sheet metal or making artistic cuts that are the width of your cutting nozzle. Opening the Point function window will change your cursor to a green line that extends to the nearest geometry that consists of a single point, if your geometry contains points. Inside the Point function window is a pull-down box containing different functions that can be assigned to a point. This is a way for the programmer to define an abrasive pierce-through material, or to force the machine to wrap into a point and stop and wait for operator input. It can also be set up for optional functions like drilling and tapping. As different functions are added, notice the Cut Order box in the upper right. For each action added to the part, a new item will appear in this list. A colored bubble and a short description describe what each action is. Actions will take place in the real world in the same order that they appear on screen from top to bottom. Clicking on this description will highlight the appropriate shape to clarify what geometry that action affects. Holding the Control button on the keyboard allows multiple actions to be selected simultaneously. Once one or more actions are selected, they can be deleted with the minus button on screen or the delete key on the keyboard, or moved up or down in the list using the up and down arrows at the bottom of the list. Rearranging the actions will cause their corresponding real-world order to change as well. There is also a Delete All button, which will completely clear the action list and allow the user to start over. Once the machine and material are correctly specified and extra processes, if any, are added, it's time to move on from the part screen. Press the right arrow in the workflow bar to continue on to the toolpath screen.